Hey, what's up YouTube? I'm going to be showing you my friend Sloan's Lightsworn deck. This deck uses the new OTK cards that were recently released, but they're not released in the TCG yet. So this deck is not TCG legal yet. However, if I get enough likes or views to show interest in the deck, I will show you guys a TCG version of the deck. So the deck runs one of each Dragon Ruler since they are now limited to one. So we have Tempest, Redox, Blaster, and Tidal. Then we have the heart of the deck, which are the 3 Eclipse Wyverns. Wyvern is crucial because of 2 things. First, it takes out Judgement Dragon from the deck, preventing you from milling it, and then it also has great synergy with Dragon Rulers and the rest of the deck. Then we have 3 Judgement Dragons, which is probably one of the most powerful cards in the game that is still legal. Now we have the engine of the deck, which consists of the 7 different Lightsworn monsters. So why 7 Lightsworns? Because 7 is Sloan's lucky number. It's good essentially because it's enough variety to allow Judgement Dragon to be live very fast. So we have 3 Minerva, the Lightsworn Maiden, which has a normal summon effect, but it's really never used. Minerva is really strong in this deck because of her effect. If she is discarded from the hand or if she's milled from the deck, you get to mill an extra card from your deck. This card is also good because it's a tuner, which allows you to go into synchros, although you rarely use Minerva for a synchro. Then we have 2 Raiden, the Lightsworn Assailant. This card allows you to mill 2 cards from your deck, and if a Lightsworn monster is milled, it will gain 200 attack points until the end of your opponent's turn. Essentially, this card is a mill 4, and it is a tuner which allows you to make an easy level 7. Then we have 2 Raikos for problem cards such as Fossil Dino, Christia, Dimension Fisher, and other cards that don't allow this deck to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Then we have an Aaron. This card is good for bouncing cards back in the deck, and also counts for a name. And it's also good because it mills 3 from your deck. Then we have 1 Lila. This card acts similar to Raiko in the sense that it destroys backfield and it destroys cards like Dimensional Fisher, which stops the deck from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And it also mills 3, which is really good. Then we have 1 Dragonith, the Lightsworn Dragon. This card is very amazing and is often not used in many other Lightsworn decks. But in our deck, it's great because it counts as a dragon card, so it counts as tribute fodder for our Dragon Rulers, and it also counts as a name for Judgement Dragon. And during the late game, if you do get this card out, it does become very powerful since it gains 300 attack and defense for each Lightsworn with a different name in your graveyard. Next we have 3 Lumina, which is one of the best Lightsworn cards in the deck, if not the best. Lumina allows you to discard cards from your hand and set up your grave, while allowing you to revive a level 4 or lower Lightsworn monster, which can even be another copy of Lumina. This sets up a great mill at the end of your turn, allowing you to mill 9 if you go Lumina for Lumina for Lumina, or Lumina for another Lightsworn monster. The deck also requires 3 Necrogardenas, since it protects your monsters and your life points from potential OTKs. We also run 1 Zephyros. Zephyros has a lot of uses. If Judgement Dragon gets its effect negated, you can use Zephyros to bounce Judgement Dragon in order to use Judgement Dragon's effect again. It is also useful for making Lavalval Chain and ditching cards that you need to the grave. Usually it could be the last Lightsworn monster in order to summon Judgement Dragon, a Dragon Ruler, or even an Eclipse Wyvern in order to banish Judgement Dragon from your deck. Then we have 2 Maxis. Maxis are used for extra draw power against decks that summon a lot. Since its attribute is Earth, it makes it easier to summon Redox by banishing Maxi from the grave. Also, if you have Maxi and Redox in your hand, you can use Redox's second effect to special summon a monster from the grave by ditching a Maxi. Now we have 1 Foolish Burial and 2 Dragon Shrines. Dragon Shrines essentially act as a Foolish Burial, but only for dragons. Dragon Shrines are usually used to ditch Wyverns and Dragon Rulers to the grave in order to set up your Judgement Dragon plays. You can also ditch Dragonith to the grave in order to get an extra name or become fodder for a Dragon Ruler. Then we have 3 Solar Recharge, 1 Charge of the Light Brigade. These are self-explanatory. And we have 2 Monster Reincarnations. This is used for bringing back important cards such as milled Judgement Dragons or getting back a Lumina. Then we have 1 Mystical Space Typhoon for back row. And we also run 2 Hand Destructions. Hand Destruction has a drawback of allowing your opponent to draw, but it also allows you to ditch cards from your hand to set up your graveyard, and also allows you to draw more cards. And that's it for the main deck. Now let's get to the side deck. For the side deck, we have 2 Mystical Space Typhoons for the side hate, 1 Dark Hole also for the side hate, like Fossil Dinos, anything that's not special summonings, an extra monster reincarnation, 1 Light of Redemption to get back the banished Judgement Dragon just in case anything happens to the Wyverns that makes the Judgement Dragon kind of lost, 3 Trap Stuns. Next up we have Mischief of the Yokai. These cards are really good because it screws up Exceed and Synchro plays, especially since most decks focus on one type of rank or one type of level. It prevents them from making their turn plays. This card is also good because you can activate the card effect from the graveyard, and this allows you to reduce the level of one monster on the field even during your opponent's turn. So if you do mill this card because of a Lightsworn monster, then it's still live in the grave. Then we have 1 extra Lila for the extra back row hate, 1 Honest, 1 Vacant Saver for those OTK decks, and an extra Gores also for the OTK decks. Now for the extra deck, we have 1 Constellar Hades. This card is good for getting rid of problem cards like Ophion. You can just switch the monsters to defense mode and then attack over them. 1 Levier the Sea Dragon, 1 Mech equipped Engineer, 1 Cowboy, 1 Lavalval Chain, 1 Mike Stroke, 1 M7, 1 Giant Killer, and 1 Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand. This card's really good because you can overlay your Judgement Dragons for them in case your OTK fails, and it prevents yourself from being destroyed by card effects. And it also negates monster effects. 1 Big Eye, 1 Dragosack. This card makes it really easy, make your Judgement Dragons live, and also helps you for the OTKs since you can just detach Michael. 1 Heradic Sun Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis. We have 1 Michael the Lightsworn Arc. This is one of the new Lightsworns that were released in the OCG. This card has an effect where you pay 1,000 life points and you can banish 1 card on the field. And when it's destroyed, you can target any number of Lightsworn monsters in the graveyard and shuffle them into the deck, and you gain 300 life points for each monster returned. So it's a level 7, which makes it really easy to make because you just need a Raiden and an Illumina, or you just need a Minerva and another level 4 monster, but that's kind of hard to do. But the great thing is that it's a level 7, so you can use this and another Ruler and overlay into Dragosack and detach and put Michael in the graveyard. It also baits out all the traps like the Veilers or the Fiendish Chains that stop your Judgement Dragons. And it also counts as another name in the graveyard. 1 Arcanite Magician. Since Raiden and Lumina are spellcasters, it makes it really easy to summon this card since it requires spellcaster type monsters. And 1 Black Rose staple for blowing up the field, also really easy to make. So that's it for the deck. Hope you guys enjoyed. This deck is really powerful, so if you want to test this out, it is a little hard to play. I tried playing with it, but some of the plays, well, I would say it's not hard to play, but some of the plays weren't as obvious as I had initially thought. But the deck is kind of fun. Usually the duels only last up to 5 turns, so either you lose or they lose really fast. Anyway, hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you later.